What up, YouTubey? Denny in Saigon. Thanks for watching my video. My name's Denny. I'm an American, but I live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I love living in Vietnam, and it's a wonderful place to live. People are really cool, really nice, they're really sweet. The women are beautiful. It's cheap to live here. It's comfortable. It doesn't snow. I haven't owned shoes for a long time. I have an easy life. I love it. I do still pay attention to what's going on in the USA. I have kids there, and of course, you know, you can't just move to Vietnam and become a Vietnamese, right? I don't know how long I can live here, but maybe I want to live here forever. But I have kids back home, and I miss them a lot. I'd like to go back home. You notice it's noisy here. It's quite noisy in Asia. They don't really have noise ordinances and stuff, and it can be very loud. That's one of the downsides. There's a few downsides, but mostly it's upsides. It's pretty easy to live here. Traffic is a bad one. It's a big downside living in Asia, anywhere in Asia, but especially here in Ho Chi Minh City. The roads right in this spot are uneven. They're kind of broken and a lot of holes. There we go. Make sure my wallet's in my pocket still. You see all the little shops and the little places out. It's you can find anything here if you know what to look for. After 2 years here, I've kind of figured out where to find most stuff, but sometimes I need my girlfriend's help or someone else's. I was checking the news when I was at the KFC. I got just a brief moment to look at it. There's a bunch of little kids there. They're really talkative tonight. I had to talk to little kids at the KFC, but I briefly caught this story about Manafort now supposedly wanting to work a deal with Ecuador to hand over Assange. I'm sniffing out more fake news. I got a feeling there's going to be some fake news involved in this story. The date, I didn't get to read it all. I just caught it briefly, but it was 2017. Manafort would have, of course, been under investigation by then. The FBI would have been following him and watching his every move. I would say the odds are good that if anyone was talking to Manafort about anything, they were being put up to it by the FBI. It wasn't the beginning of 2016, at least, when all these people who are in Trump's quote-unquote circle, Trump's wow, man, God, you should have seen that. It's Trump's circle of liars, according to the MSM. These circle of quote-unquote liars, they were all being approached by suspicious people offering dirt on Hillary Clinton, and all those people were patsies and toadies, and they worked for the intelligence agencies. Okay, they were trying to set them up. So whatever Manafort discussed, they probably brought it out and discussed it. If you're paying any attention to this story, there's so much bullcrap and lies every single day in the news about this story. For one thing, whenever the MSM mentions the Trump Tower meetings, they always omit the little fact that this Russian lawyer who set the whole thing up, she was let into the country by Obama and Susan Rice. She wasn't supposed to be in the country. She was on a list. They let her in under special circumstances to show up at this meeting. And at the Trump Tower meeting, she met with Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS before and after the meeting. Okay, wouldn't you like to know, are there any lefties who want to know what they discussed before and after that meeting? Of course not. There are no lefties who want to know. They're not interested in that little fact. So the MSM, they don't report it. They just completely leave it out of their stories as if it's not important. I think it might be important. Okay, it's obvious the Trump Tower meeting was a setup, and that's why Manafort's in jail, because he was at that meeting. That meeting is the narrative of Trump's collusion, and Mueller, he's not trying to embarrass Trump. He's not trying to make Trump illegitimate, delegitimize Trump. He's trying to get rid of Trump, okay? The deep state is trying to get Trump out of there. They're trying to remove his butt. And that's what they plan to do. I don't know how you could ever determine that it's anything other than a one-party system, a one deep state system. There are a lot of Democrats involved, of course, but there are some Republicans involved as well. The deep state is bipartisan, I'm pretty sure. The other story was this QAnon character, which I don't follow QAnon, but I follow the stories about QAnon, of course. I don't necessarily trust someone just because they say I should trust them. I don't know who this person is, but I've followed it. Supposedly Mike Pence was in a picture with an officer, and the officer had a QAnon patch, and supposedly the officer was being reprimanded for having the QAnon patch in the picture with Mike Pence. I'll tell you what makes me suspicious about this story. It makes me suspicious that it happened in Broward County, Florida. And if anything happens in Florida, it's suspicious if it happens in Broward County. It's highly suspicious that this guy was wearing a QAnon patch. He just happened to be wearing his patch when they took a photo with Pence. And, you know, I'm from Indiana. Pence is from Indiana. I wouldn't necessarily trust Pence if I were you, but that's up to you. I'm suspicious of this story. I'm wondering how much of it is fake news. A lot of news that comes out now is fake news. It's crap. It's complete lies. Zero Hedge did a good article the other day about how they manufacture the truth. Okay, the truth nowadays is completely manufactured. And not only do they manufacture it, after they manufacture it, they have to guard it. They have to protect it. They got to stand there and protect it, and they got to make sure that nobody uncovers it. You know, nobody unravels it. So that's what they do. That's why they got to shut down any dissent. They don't want Alex Jones out there. They don't care about what he says offends anybody. They don't want him out there countering their narratives, okay? And he's effective. He counters their narratives, and a lot of people counter their narratives, and when they get as big as Alex Jones, then they're going to want to shut him up. They manufacture the truth. They just tell you what it is, and then you have to believe it, and if you don't believe it, then it's hate speech. You know, it's right-wing extremism if you don't agree with them. And we get to watch him eulogize President Bush, who was the consummate globalist. You know, he gave his famous New World Order speech. He gave it exactly, I think it was 10 years to the day. It was on September 11th, 1991, when he gave that speech. If you know about the globalists, if you know about the occult and New World Order crowd, if you understand about the Illuminati, if you've ever read Aleister Crowley's books, or if you're familiar with Blavatsky or Alice Bailey or any of these people, if you know about this stuff, you know about Theosophy and the Thule Society and all this stuff, you probably know that 9/11 had occult significance written all over it, like a dollar bill. I mean, it had Illuminati written all over it. But you know, that's my conspiracy theory. Daddy Bush went to Iraq, and so did young Bush, and I think they were both just globalist minions. And I think Trump loves America, and it's obvious, and so the globalists hate Trump, and they hate us if we love America. And the lefties, there's a difference between lefties and liberals, okay? The liberals, they're not all bad people. The liberals are just people, they know they're being lied to, but they're willing to go along with a lie. They just go along with it because it's easier for them. The lefties, they're just dumb. They're just duped. People who are just fooled. And they're radical revolutionaries who want to fight. And they want to overturn the system. They want radical, rapid change, and they don't care where it goes. Well, anyways, my name's Denny, and thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a nice day.